The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
Hola, welcome to Open Friday, your favorite talk show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Rina Valentin, your host, Y Café con Leche, every Friday. Today, we have a very fun and interesting show dedicated to health. Let's take a look at today's show. First up, it's our open weekend preview with some fun events to go out and enjoy. Then My Wellness Solutions joins us to talk about how our children are being affected by asthma and ways of prevention. Followed by our weekly sports roundup with Bobby C. And we close out the show with singer-songwriter art AJ Mercedes performing some contagious bachata. So sit down y prepárate. All this and more is coming your way because now we are officially open. Hello y bienvenidos to Open. I'm Rina Valentin, your host, Y Café con Leche. For the next hour, reminding you to get social with us online. Yeah. Tweet us at BronxNet TV and like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And of course, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and FB too at Rina Valentin. Looking forward to hearing from you. We're going to jump right into all things to do. It's now time for our Open Weekend Preview. First up, Mama's Hip Hop Kitchen celebrating sisterhood. Mama's Hip Hop Kitchen turned 7 years old. Woo! This year introducing and promoting the 7 pillars of sisterhood: love, honesty, discipline, compassion, patience, and peace. Occurring this Saturday, March 1st from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., taking place at Hostel Center for the Arts and Culture located at 450 Grand Concourse here in the Bronx. And for more information, you can go to mhhk.org. Our second preview, the Latin-flavored 80s dance music sensation is back. Woo! Forever Freestyle 8. This Lehman Center favorite will present the freestyle phenomenon of the late 80s. Best music featuring Spring Love. Come back to... Oh, you can tell I'm a freestyle girl. Can you feel the beat? That's right, Lisa. And Come Back, Baby Come, and others. There's plenty more. And that's taking place at Lehman Center for the Performing Arts, located at 250 Bedford Park in the Bronx. And that is happening this Saturday, March 1st from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. And for more information, you can visit lehmancenter.org. And finally, Bronx Speaks, No Boundaries. This exciting and fun exhibit is part of Bronx Day of the annual New York Armory Week, bringing together 60 unique artworks that will be shown here in the Bronx. This exhibit actually will take place at the Bronx Museum of the Arts, which is located at 1040 Grand Concourse, right here in the Bronx, and that's opening on Wednesday. That's from Wednesday, March 5th through Sunday, March 9th. And for more information, you can visit bronxmuseum.org, or you can visit them on Facebook by going to facebook.com/Bronx Arts Alliance. And well, that's what we have for you this exciting weekend and week to come. So make sure you get out and enjoy. And joining us now, it's my BAFG, Best Animated Fitness Guru, Gail. I almost forgot her name. I don't know why. How you doing, darling?
How are you going to forget my name,
I know.
Rena?
How am I going to forget your name?
I've been here every week.
You know what it is? I've got a little bit of a tongue twister going on this morning.
I see. Oh, Are we good now?
I think so.
Yay!
I think so. You're bringing all this.
I bring a lot of static.
I was gonna say, you know.
I upset the status quo. It's okay.
It's all good because I was gonna call it cross currents.
Ooh, I like that.
You like that one, right?
So you know how like last week we were talking about you wanted to get into the marathon, the New York City Marathon, right?
Correct.
So how is your training going?
I'm so glad you asked this because, interesting enough, it turns out that according to my cousin, who is actually a cross-track trainer. I know, cross-track. I told you, I don't know what's going on with me today.
Oh.
Yes.
You need to work
And we
out
got
the
that
tongue,
one
huh?
together. So he decided to come and pay me a visit this week and demonstrate certain things that I need to incorporate into my training. And he also put some fear in me by...
Rena's never scared. What do you mean he put
well,
fear in you?
He's telling me I'm 2 months behind in my training process.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
I know. And so because he's a cross-track trainer, he came to my house and designed a program for me to work around my motherhood, my parenting, because as you know, Charm's in school. I got to get her to school, pick her up from school, and then I have meetings and you know, productions and all this other great stuff. But my
so you got to be everywhere at once.
Right. So the plan is that I am to go back to the basics of using what God gave me
Use those legs, girl.
Exactly. So that's my transportation now.
Uh-oh, your legs are your transportation. Do you charge $250?
You know, once I get them buffed up, that's a whole nother question.
Then you're gonna have people like hop on your back and you're like, $1.50 down the corner.
Yeah, I know. We're not, you know, it's morning, so we can't really go really deep into that.
So, no. Oh, what are you talking about?
Well, I'm just
girl.
saying, it's like super early in the morning. You're talking about me because, you know, right now I'm going back and forth about how I'm going to raise funds to get into the marathon. Well, I may not have to, but I'm still up for the lottery. However, that still costs money, and if I can't get in that way, I have to raise funds for a charity, which I'm always, you know, happy to do. However, I'm really determined to get in there, and I'm really determined to do this.
Yeah, I know you are, and even if you know what, even if you don't get into the actual marathon, it's a good way to like train yourself for the next level. You know, you've done the 5K. Did you do a 10K this year too?
I am going to. I am signed up for various marathons from here up until November.
Well, there you go. See, and then you're going to build your way up, and then you're going to get extra lean, and you're going to be super prepared. And this way, you know, you've been talking to everybody about it, and now you're accountable. Now you have to do it.
Yes.
Because the minute that you start talking to everybody, they're going to be like, well, did you do it? What's going on? And if you don't, then they're going to be like, Arena's just talking through her ear.
You're being very forgiving today.
I'm
hilarious.
just saying.
No, it's true though. It's true, and I also purposely have chosen to share it because I do want to be held accountable. I think everyone has been somewhat forgiving with me based on the Rena Gets Lean saga continuing, and I'm just basically determined to get to that place of feeling completely transformed and transformed in a state of mind, in my eating habits, and just transforming physically. That's the component that I'm really focused on achieving this year.
And that's something that like I think everybody can relate to because we're all so easily can give ourselves excuses why we can't do this, why we can't do that, why I can't eat that healthy food, why I can't walk up the stairs to the first floor.
Right.
You know, we have to be accountable to it, not just ourselves, but the people around us, because you're only as good as your word.
You're absolutely right. It is all about your word, which is why I'm publicly saying that I am really determined to do this year's New York City Marathon to the point that I am officially getting fitted for running sneakers. I didn't even know that they had official running shoe stores.
That's right. They certainly do. Roadrunners has an official running shoe store. And, you know, the right shoes can make all the difference in preventing injuries, in helping you go faster, and helping you get lean. Because when you work out, you're really putting a lot of pressure on your feet, your legs, and your shoes can help prevent injuries in your ankles, your knees, your back. You know, when you're running, you shouldn't wear your shoes past 300 to 500 miles, depending on how hard you are on your feet.
You know, thanks for that, because this is something else that I just recently learned that I didn't know in all this training process. So in essence, you know, this whole journey has been about discovering new things about myself, my body, what I don't know, what I can do, what we can use, what we can do to prevent. Hello?
What was that?
I don't know. Girl,
I thought we said turn off cell phones. VinceBracy.com.
That was Vince. She's shouting out the DJ. I love Friday mornings, you guys. Vince.
Well, you know what? One more tip about sneakers there, Rena.
No.
So, you know how I just said 300 to 500 miles? Because it depends how hard you are on your feet. What happens is some people run on their toes, some people run on their heels. It's all about how you feel in your shoes. If your shoes feel dead, it's time to change them. Most people wear their shoes past their prime. So if you can see the white part or the black part of the midsole, then it's time to change your shoes. Your heels, if they're worn out, time to change your shoes. And also, there's a theory that you shouldn't use just one pair of shoes. You maybe should use 2 or 3, because when you work out, your shoes can take up to 24 hours to recover from the pressure that you put into them. So it could be good to cross-train your shoes. This way your body also gets used to different feels and different roads and all kinds of things.
You know, I'm really digging having you as a coach. I'm really digging, because I can tell you doing your research, and this is all wonderful advice, and I'm going to take it into real deep consideration in altering my sneakers as well, and I will be able to share with you my whole process of getting fitted for running shoes. I've never gotten fitted for running shoes, so that's going to be very interesting for me.
You're going to find out all kinds of things about your feet.
Yeah, pretty much. Great. So next Friday we'll talk about my feet.
Oh boy. I'm super excited.
You have yourself a lovely weekend, darling.
You too, love.
Always a pleasure.
Bye.
Oh, goodness, look at you. Love it. All right, we have to take a quick break, but we will be back with My Wellness Solutions, providing some tips on how to cure allergies naturally. So stick around. We'll open when we return.
Barry, time is running out. According to my calculations, 1 in 5 kids in America struggles with hunger. How can so many children face hunger when there's more than enough food to feed them all? You're right, Barry. We can help solve hunger by teaming up with Feeding America to get food to hungry kids in communities across the country.
Help Flint and the Feeding America network of food banks get food to the people who need it in your community. Find your local Feeding America food bank at feedingamerica.org/hunger.
Together, we're Feeding America.
I already knew that I was going to go to college, from a young age. I definitely want to major in political science. After that, I'm going to get my law degree. Then I'm going to come back to Detroit, boost the economy, become the mayor or something, try to make the situation better for other people. I feel like I owe it to the city. I'm determined. It's gonna happen. My name is Justin, and I am your dividend.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Being a dad can be tough.
No. What do you mean she's not coming?
When's the fairy princess coming?
Any minute now.
But when you're willing to do anything...
It is I, Cruz Zinkorbell. Okay, time for cake.
It's always worth it.
I know it's really you, Guru. I'm just pretending for the other kids.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
back to open. It's actually, it's kind of sad to know that the Bronx has the highest incidence of emergency room visits for children treated with asthma attacks. However, this isn't just in New York, it's also in the United States. And to help us have a better understanding about this tremendous problem affecting our borough and to help educate our community, here with us we have holistic health practitioner and coach Violet Santana. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now, tell us a little bit about Wellness Solutions before we go into the asthma.
So my Wellness Solutions has been open here in the Bronx for about 4 years now. We're located right in the South Bronx on 3rd Avenue, the Hub. And it's a family-owned business. My mom's been, she's owned a nutrition store for a very long time in Grand Concourse, and my sister and I kind of stepped in to create kind of like a holistic health spa where we can integrate natural health supplements and spa services to help people cleanse, detox, lose weight, and just live healthier lives naturally.
So basically you were raised in this environment and you're just keeping it going. And also it's really, really a serious alternative that I don't think people understand how crucial it is to actually prevent from getting into pharmaceuticals. Like,
100%.
it's a whole another world within itself.
100%.
So how long have you been doing this?
So we've been open for about 4 years.
Right, but because you were raised in it.
I was raised in it, and I was raised here in the Bronx too. But it's something that I guess just comes from our Latin culture, that our parents are always looking to natural alternatives to whatever it is. But the most important thing, like you're saying, is really to prevent ourselves from, getting the asthma attack, prevent ourselves from getting to the obesity and the diabetes and the high cholesterol. And the great part is that there's natural alternatives to be able to help you in this prevention.
Which is the key word here, right? Because
100%.
once you're in there, it's kind of it's challenging to get rid of. But if we can at least exercise ways of being preventative, then it may not even exist. Now, some people say the air plays a really huge role in asthma, the pollution, the toxic, just...
Especially here in the Bronx.
Right, because there's dumpsters, and there's a lot of it, and there's this beautiful thing that was created with the greening for breathing, where, they put greens on it, and I don't know if people understand the importance of trees contributing to the air that we breathe, so... but you're the specialist, so I'm just setting you up. I'm like, go for it.
So, here in the Bronx, there's been a lot of studies done on just air quality in the Bronx, but they've never been able to really tie in, like, the dump sites that we have, even in the South Bronx. It's a disproportionate amount from the other boroughs. Here, just in the South Bronx, which is where my Wellness Solutions is located, there's about 11 or 12 dump sites. So considering the people that live in that area, the diesel fuel trucks that are having to come into the area, and even though surveys haven't and research hasn't been able to kind of tie the two together, we know that there's definitely a correlation, because diesel fuel exhaust goes into the air, and like you're saying, we have very little natural trees in the borough of the Bronx.
Right.
And it does have a lot to do with air quality.
Right.
The most important thing, though, that I can say for asthma and how to prevent it is it's not just air quality, but making sure that we're not getting any of the triggers that trigger asthma. So any allergic triggers, so things like pollen and dust, perfumes in the home, an unclean home, all of these things are things that we really need to pay attention to in order to prevent the asthma attacks from coming on, especially in young kids.
We're looking at some images right now that are referencing even the cleaning products,
Absolutely.
which you didn't mention, but that's
Absolutely.
also, like, there's actually cleaning products out there that are natural.
Chemicals. There's chemicals in most of in the Bronx. It's very hard for us to find like a Whole Foods market or a Fairway. We have to travel very far into the city to find just natural alternatives to these cleaning products, but they're full of chemicals, they're full of fragrances. And for a person that has very sensitive lining in the lungs, which is where our asthma attacks start to trigger and narrow the airways, all of these chemicals from the household cleaning products really aggravate the situation. So this is something that you want to keep in mind. You need natural cleaning products for the home.
Do you think asthma is hereditary?
There's a lot of research that's been done that can show that it's, you know, if the mom has it and if the dad has it, then the kids it's something that they're more likely to have. So there's definitely studies that link the two.
Right, but then we have like a really large number now within the Latino community.
Yes.
We'll say within the people of color community, and it's a little shocking that it's primarily in certain areas that I guess we'll say are lower income.
Oh, it's definitely. I mean, it's shown that, you know, it's socioeconomically it hits people that just are of lower income. And then when you look at the death rates from asthma attacks here in the Bronx, you know, versus the national average, kids here are more likely to die from an asthma attack 3 times more than the national average. And hospitalization from asthma attacks is 5 times higher here in the Bronx than the national average. So there's definitely something that's going on here in this borough that just gives us a higher propensity for these asthma attacks, whether it's in young kids or whether it's in adults.
Right. You know, we're actually, I know we're doing the best that we can with providing information, and we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're actually going to share some information that is going to help with prevention. It's you know, we're trying to find solutions to prevent versus, you know, taking pharmaceuticals to maintain, right? So don't go anywhere, because our conversation with Violet Santana of My Wellness Solutions continues when we return.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. You can't control where the ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Adopting a new pet is a rewarding experience. And shelter pets make super pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a shelter pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Maybe he's really focused.
Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Hola, and we're back here on set with Violet Santana, and she's going to share some tips to actually prevent asthma, as well as a lot of illnesses. And well, you know, this is about leading a holistic life. So welcome back. And I just kind of like went over it because a lot of these remedies that are here on this plate actually serve to just live a healthy life.
Absolutely. When we're talking about whole foods in general, it's something that so think of a car, you know, if you're giving it, you know, the very inexpensive fuel and you're never cleaning it, I mean, your car's going to break down. Even if it's brand new that you bought it, it's eventually going to break down. So whole foods really serve as the fuel for the body.
Okay, so what do we reference as whole foods?
Like, so whole foods are anything.
So here's the plate of the food that we're referencing. And the whole foods are what? I see ginger here.
So we have ginger, garlic, onion, lemons, radish, and watercress. And what this combination does is that it helps, it's anti-mucus creating, anti-mucus producing. So when we're having the asthma attacks and we're having a lot of just general mucus that's being built, this is something that you can combine with the honey. You kind of blend them all together.
Okay,
you put it with the honey.
You actually chop all this up, right?
Yep.
We got radishes. What's this?
Watercress.
Watercress. Wow. Who knew?
Watercress.
Lemon, onion, garlic, ginger, and honey, of course, to sweeten it up.
Yes, and to get
Even
it
though it's
down
good for
easily.
your throat,
It's
right?
absolutely healthy for you, and it's good to soothe your throat.
Okay, so this, you put it in a blender, and you drink it.
Yes. Whenever you're having, in the moment where you're having the asthma attack or where you're just feeling like a narrowing of the airways, what you can do is that you can take 1 to 2 tablespoons of this combination during the time.
So, okay, so basically we're talking about making this and keeping it in the refrigerator almost as a remedy that you can go to.
A natural remedy.
That you can go to. You can keep it refrigerated.
Absolutely, it lasts longer.
Really? And so I'm just curious, like, is this the amount that you put together?
No, you just literally take a little bit of watercress, and this is something they can find on our blog on mywellnesssolutions.com, but you just take a little bit of the watercress, a few of the radishes, 1 lemon, you take a whole red onion, it has to be red onion, a couple of garlic cloves, and just a little bit of the ginger. Put it in the honey, and you just mix it all up. Put it in the blender.
And this is an anti-mucus remedy.
Yes. And why, so why does it matter? Why mucus for asthma? What mucus does is that it narrows the airways because it literally is so thick when it comes into the lungs and into the airways. What it does is that it narrows it down so that it makes it harder for the person to breathe. That's when you get the wheezing and the coughing and just you're short of breath.
And these items that we have on the side here, what
these items are also, like I mentioned in My Wellness Solutions, it's really important for us to, it's all about supplements and herbal supplements. So for asthma, it's key in prevention. You have to keep your immune system high. Because asthma, at the end of the day, it's an allergic response to the environment. So if we're keeping our immune system high, here I have echinacea, which is just traditionally known to boost the immune system during times of stress and during times of illness.
I mean, it's not an antibiotic, but it's kind of a natural antibiotic, right?
In a way.
As is garlic, as is ginger, just because we've had this conversation on air before of natural remedies, and I'm saying they're not antibiotics because I don't know if that's the proper term.
It's not the proper term, but they serve to strengthen your body naturally so that it can fight off whatever it is that's attacking you. So in that way, yes.
So it builds your immune system. Like it gives the punch of when you're down to help fight through whatever it is that virus or whatever decided to come visit that's unwelcomed. Right.
So at the end of the day, what we tell our clients all the time, and we have a lot of parents and even just, adults that are sufferers from asthma, and we get really great results just with the combination here. And they're able to use their rescue inhalers a lot less.
Okay.
On number of average time of the year. So it's
echinacea.
So it's echinacea to boost your immune system.
Right.
This one's called ALJ. What ALJ is that it naturally helps to cleanse the airway. And here we have lobelia, which you'll use not to drink, but you'll use as a poultice. So you can kind of rub it on the chest and on the back. Another great alternative that's completely natural is to put eucalyptus oil in the vaporizer.
Right. Right, and a vaporizer.
There's tons of options.
Awesome. This is great. Thank you so much for coming on air and sharing this information. And I hope that helped you guys, because this is really valuable information. And this is all stuff that you can just have in your refrigerator.
Absolutely.
And put together to your convenience to
whenever you need it.
Right, to boost your immune system.
Absolutely.
And then just before we go, just share with everyone how My Wellness Solutions offers like all types of detox and all these other services, because I noticed that you also have colonics there. And colonics are kind of another thing that I don't think people realize is kind of crucial when you get to a certain age.
Absolutely. I mean, and it's just another it's another form of prevention. That's what we use it for. So once you're eliminating all toxic waste from the colon, you're essentially helping your rest of your body just naturally detox and cleanse. And most of our clients, they just feel incredible after. They feel more vibrant. They feel empty is what they always say. So I highly recommend it. It's obviously not something you can do with kids, but for adults, for prevention, it's a fantastic alternative.
Great. And so with that, I just to share with everyone, the only reason I brought it up because I was taught that parasites actually grow inside the feces, and I know this is like really graphic of a conversation, but it's just to share the importance of like really checking in with your body and checking out these alternative
You have to listen to your body.
Wellness offers. Options, excuse me, these alternative wellness options, and I think what you guys offer is really great.
Thank you.
And thank you for being here to share this and your website so that people can view further.
So mywellnesssolutions.com, it's going to be the fastest way for you guys to see the different services, the supplements, different virtual cleanses that we have happening starting in March. So definitely mywellnesssolutions.com.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Once again, for more information about what is My Wellness Solutions doing for our community, you can visit mwshealth.com or you can visit their Facebook. Yes, that's right. It's My Wellness Solutions. We have to take a quick break, but first, the Gustiamo oil tasting took place at West Farms, highlighting all the flavors and culture surrounding our beautiful borough. Let's take a look.
Today we were lucky that we have our producer of extra virgin olive oil, Nicola Bovoli from Tuscany, coming to see us, and we asked him to do a tasting of his olive oils together with other of the many other Italian olive oils that we carry. Nicola makes olive oil in his property in Vico Pisano. Vico Pisano is a beautiful medieval village in top of the hill, and it's between the towns of Lucca and
They have a fortification with the tower that was built from Brunelleschi, and for that reason we use this tower like symbol of our enterprise.
To have a good olive oil tasting, you have to use little glasses. You go through three specific different steps. One is the smell.
If you make something like that, you can pass to the oil your body temperature, and also in the top you close that, because the first thing to do it is to
smell. The smell is the first sense that is engaged with the tasting of the good extra virgin olive oil. Then you sip a little drop on your mouth, and then you suck it in. You make it explode in your mouth, in your taste buds, so that all the various nuances can be really processed by your mouth.
You can test that.
It's sweeter, isn't it sweeter?
And immediately after the 5 to 10 seconds, it's
spicy.
It's like tasting a wine and being with the winemaker and knowing Nicola's reputation. I think very, very heartfelt. It's really good to be with someone that actually works with the crop. He works with the olives, tasting the finished product, and I get to buy here also and take it home.
Okay, so Giuseppe, you want to do the BYB. They bring your bottle. You brought your bottle.
Got my bottle.
On Friday, we also do the BYB. It's a particular project. We are very proud of this. It's bring your bottle, and we will fill it with our extra virgin olive oil. Come to Gustiamo. Come and see us. We love to see you all. We know a lot of things about our producers. We know them personally. We want to introduce them to you.
We start with a big game at Riverdale tonight as the Manhattan men's basketball team is gearing up to host rival Iona College at Draddy Gymnasium. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. and our Bronx State cameras will be rolling as March Madness is quickly approaching. The Jaspers are now 20-7 overall and 13-5 in the MAC. The Gales are 19-8 and 16-2 in the MAC Conference. More than likely, one of these two will represent the conference in the NCAA tournament. The Big East tourney is just around the corner, as well as the NCAA's East Regional, which is coming to Madison Square Garden next month. And other local college hoops news, the Fordham Rams men's basketball team dropped their 5th straight Thursday night, falling to VCU at Rose Hill. The Rams are now 9-17 and will have LaSalle University this Saturday in the Bronx. Fordham will still take part in the A-10 tournament, which opens on March 12th at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. The women's team at Fordham is 21-7 with 1 game left to play. They're doing so well. The Lady Rams will also take part in the A-10 tourney, and they look like serious contenders. On the NBA hardwood, the New York Knicks had no answers for the masked man in Miami Thursday night. LeBron James returned from injury and torched the Knicks. The Heat posted a 108-82 victory. James led the way with 31 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists in his first game back since sustaining a broken nose last week. The Knicks will be home tonight for Golden State and then off to Chicago Sunday and Detroit on Monday. Knicks point guard Ray Felton is back with the team following his gun arrest. Felton waved a pistol loaded with body armor-piercing bullets at his wife during several spats in their Upper West Side pad. According to reports, Felton is estranged from his wife, and the two have been arguing over his alleged cheating. If you're going to pull a gun on your wife, A, make sure to have a permit, and B, take the bullets out, but don't let her know about the bullets, of course. Don't athletes ever learn from plaxico bursts, folks? And Rena, I never thought of Ray as much of a shooter, but apparently he is. On a more serious note, it remains to be seen what will happen to Felton now the Knicks waived Bino Udrih and Meta World Peace and signed some insurance this week in guard Shannon Brown and forward Earl Clark. Felton says his gun charge has not been a distraction for the Knicks. Who knows? He may be right. They were losing before this latest twist. The Brooklyn Nets didn't take long to put their worst loss in more than 10 years behind them. Paul Pierce scored 18 points, and the Nets rebounded from a 44-point loss the night before by routing Denver 112-89. The Nets will be in Milwaukee Saturday and back home Monday night for the Bulls. Trailblazer Jason Collins, the first publicly gay athlete to play in any of the 4 major pro sports, is trending. His jersey has been a popular seller on NBA.com and the Nets website since he signed a 10-day contract. Collins wears number 98 in honor of Wyoming college student Matthew Shepard, who was tortured and murdered in 1998 because he was gay. Collins met with Shepard's parents and played several minutes in last night's win. Hopefully, Collins will get another 10-day deal or a contract even throughout the remainder of the season with Brooklyn. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. The captain returned to the baseball diamond and made his first appearance in what is to be his final season. Derek Jeter made his spring debut and went 0 for 2, but looked strong on the bases and in the batter's box. As we mentioned last week, Jeets has dropped 6 pounds and is ready for opening day. Out at Mets camp, all-star third baseman David Wright, says the club should aim for 90 wins as a good starting point. The Mets also got some good news on left-hander Jonathan Neese, whose MRI on his pitching shoulder came back clean. He should resume throwing in a couple of days. On the ice, the New York Rangers have won their last 2 and will be in Philadelphia Saturday before returning to the Garden on Sunday to host Boston. Dan Girardi and the Rangers are still talking contract. Meanwhile, trade rumors continue to fly for Ryan Callahan. From the NFL, the league announced on Thursday that the New York Giants and Buffalo Bills will open the preseason schedule in the annual Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio. The game will be held on August 3rd, the day after the Hall's inductions. This year's class includes former Giants great Michael Strahan and former Bills great Andre Reed. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for a Bronx Bomber that took a cut but didn't exactly hit a home run. This week, I took in Bronx Bombers on Broadway, and although it is great to see the boys in pinstripes on stage, I couldn't help but feel that the new show didn't hit home. Although it wasn't too bad and the actors did a really nice job, I came to the conclusion that baseball is great theater as is and deserves to stay between the lines on a baseball diamond, not on stage. The silver screen has done an admirable job in bringing that passion and magic out. Movies like The Natural and Field of Dreams sit atop my list. But unfortunately, Bronx Bombers had a great idea, but just didn't hit the home run that everyone was looking for when it comes to the Yankees. That perhaps is why the show is being cut short. I think some may say it is the timing as well. The inclement weather certainly hasn't helped. In addition, the Yankees' history is something very difficult to condense into a couple of hours on stage. Nonetheless, the message was clear. The Yankees will live on. From Ruth to Gehrig to DiMaggio to Jeter, it's all about the pinstripes, which is why even if the show is more than likely a single that was just about able to stretch itself into a double, I would suggest catching one of the final shows before the curtain is called. If you miss out on the show, it's also nice to know that baseball and hopefully warmer weather is on its way. Now, that's the greatest theater of them all. Summer fun in the sun. We would like to have plenty of that right now. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C. Stay with us. More Open coming up right after this.
The Open Artist Spotlight is made possible in part with public funds from the Bronx Council on the Arts through the New York State Council on the Arts Decentralization Program.
I don't know what's happening. Start a new chat. What did I do? Okay. Wow. That is so weird.
Hey! Hi!
Oh my gosh.
Hi! God, I don't even know what to say right now. I'm so nervous. Gia, you're so big. Come closer to the camera. Wait, now you're in my face. That was so good.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
Child had a book to read. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite. On earth, hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time. One book can be the first little thing. Helps to change a life. People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Long before I was in Hollywood, I had a grandmother by the name of Estelle Marie Taylor, positive role models to make sure that I was on the straight path. Big Brothers Big Sisters carefully screens volunteers and places them in long-term mentoring matches with kids who face adversity. With more volunteers, especially men, and more donations, every little who needs a big can have it. Start something. If it's been a while since you've been involved, start something again. Learn more at bigbrothersbigsisters.org.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Welcome back to Open. Vince Breezy in the house. And Well, you know, it's time to get ready to groove and move. That's right. It's now time for our Open Artist Spotlight.
The Open Artist Spotlight is made possible in part with public funds from the Bronx Council on the Arts through the New York State Council on the Arts Decentralization Program.
Bachata is one of the latest rhythms combining some hips and movement to Afro-Latino sounds that, you know, once you listen to it, it's pretty much impossible to stop dancing. Our following guest has traveled around the world sharing through his music this contagious rhythm. Please welcome to our show, AJ Mercedes!
In the morning. I hope it's good for you.
La verdad no me interesa si eres tú mi reina bella, pero sí me he preguntado si soy un rey para ti. Dicen que yo estoy perdido, que no merezco tu amor, pero yo no le hago caso si tú y yo somos mejor que la crítica de otros que no tienen corazón. Somos uno para el otro, y si no, dímelo mi amor. Mírame a los ojos, dime la verdad. Si ya no me quieres, lo voy a aceptar. Y si por intrigas es tu decisión, te pido compasión. Mírame aunque te duele verme llorar, ya no tendremos otra oportunidad. Lamentablemente perderemos hoy. Y te pido mi amor, piénsalo mejor. Esto en mis brazos ya son parte del pasado. Solo quedan los recuerdos de cuando decías te amo. Extraño tanto esos besos, no sé si los has olvidado. Ya mi vida es un delirio si no te tengo a mi lado. Dicen que ya estoy perdido, que no merezco tu amor, pero yo no le hago caso si tú y yo somos mejor que la crítica de otros que no tienen corazón. Somos uno para el otro, y si no, dímelo mi amor. Mírame a los ojos, dime la verdad. Si ya no me quieres, lo voy a aceptar. Y si por intrigas es tu decisión, te pido compasión. Mírame aunque te duele verme llorar, ya no tendremos otra oportunidad. Lamentablemente perderemos hoy. Te pido mi amor, piénsalo mejor. Mírame a los ojos, dime la verdad. Si ya no me quieres, lo voy a aceptar. Y si por intrigas es tu decisión, te pido compasión. Mírame aunque te duele verme llorar, ya no tendremos otra oportunidad. Lamentablemente perderemos hoy. Te pido mi amor, piénsalo mejor, mejor.
Wow, welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. So, oh, good, your mic. I hear that you've been traveling the world with this.
Yeah. Actually, I have been in so many places, North Africa, which I never thought that I would go.
I read that you actually were performing for like Muslim culture.
Yes.
Okay, so just talk a little bit about that, because I find that so interesting. How did you even get involved with that, and how did you get invited to perform over there?
Well, you know, a lot of people don't know that, you know, even though there's not a lot of Spanish people who are Muslims, I'm one of them.
Oh,
one of the few.
Nice.
So while I was on tour through Europe, I was in Spain for about 2 weeks, and there I met a prince from Morocco, and like he practically has some connections with the people that, the record label that took me out there. And they just took me on tour through North Africa. I went through Egypt, I went through Morocco. And it's so surprising that they actually like dancing bachata, but they don't understand what I'm saying. But it was a great experience.
Because it's not really about that. Really, it's all about actually just feeling the music, right? And how it makes you feel.
I believe so. I mean, I have a bunch of pictures, and like the times that I spent with them, it was something amazing. I could have never thought that a type of music that just was born in Dominican Republic, in the Caribbean, in the Spanish language would go so far and get so many people to actually like the song.
And what's interesting, well, I also know that you're a choreographer. Correct. So I just wonder, did you actually teach them to dance too? Because it kind of has its own steps, right?
Correct.
And bachata has been around for a while, but it became really popular a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it has been like the last thing for Spanish people right now. Before it was salsa,
right?
Now you have a bunch of bachata everywhere, and even though it has its own steps, I did not get to teach them because I was performing and stuff like that. But yeah, I did get to teach bachata before when I used to work for MTV.
Nice.
To people who didn't know,
right. And so you're traveling North America.
Yes, I am right now.
And you actually traveled North Africa is really what I meant to say, which is very fascinating. I was so fascinated reading your bio and wondering, what type of impact did you leave on these people? Is it, something festive? And obviously you just shared that. It's they don't understand the words, but they were dancing to it, and they were dancing to it, their flavor. And look at you hanging out with princes and, and just out of curiosity, how did you get into becoming a Muslim?
Well, it was after high school. When I went to college, I started studying a few different religions, and from where I understood that Islam was the actual best religion, to my opinion.
Right, for
I
you,
respect
right?
Everybody's
We're
opinion,
all entitled, absolutely.
But then, yeah, to me, it was my best choice for me.
Okay.
And I guess it grew in 2009. It grew from that, and I just kept doing my music. Some people were, frowning to the fact that I was a Muslim and I was singing bachata. But I've seen that it has taken me many places, and it has been well accepted, so I guess I'm going to keep doing it.
Absolutely. And thank you for sharing that. I didn't mean to get personal. And
no.
It's very fascinating. It's fascinating. It's fascinating because you're right. You're entitled to practice whatever works for you. And what I found most fascinating is that through your practice, it opened up another door for you to actually be in North Africa and relate to your fellow Muslim and teach them a part of the Latino culture, and have them dance without understanding the words. It's awesome.
It is awesome. I'm telling you, when I was there, I couldn't believe seeing people going crazy about it and everything, and they're calling my name, and how do you know my name? But it was very, 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 how do I say? It was very informative about them,
right?
How they welcome other cultures as well, and other music or other type of things that we might think they don't. But it was perfect. It was perfect when I went there. It was very good.
Well, it sounds like it, and the beauty of life is being able to go and explore different places, different cultures, and find relations and similarities and differences. That's my motto. I love finding similarities and differences.
I agree with you.
And so, thank you for sharing all that you have.
Thank you for having me in your program.
Absolutely, and you've come a long way, and you went from being a choreographer to singing to traveling, and I believe you have somebody that you're going to actually close out the show with, right? So
today.
You also have an album that's coming out. I know you had a single that did very well, but now you're actually focusing on an entire album.
Yes, I am working with Golden Pen Studios right now. They are the ones that produce my bachata, Gio. They call them Golden Pen. And I'm working on the whole, recording of the album is coming out. Hopefully, we have out by the summer, if not fall.
Nice. And so you're going to invite somebody to sing a duet. Is this also part of your album?
Yeah. This is like a joint venture with something from the Bronx. Someone from the Bronx. I've done a lot out there, so I believe that it was time for me to actually bring somebody in from the Bronx and bring it to the people.
All right. So, are you guys going to sing out the end of the show, or should I close out the show and you guys want to sing us out?
I mean, it's all
I'm game.
I'm down for anything.
All right, we roll like that. So let me just say goodbye to our guests, and then you guys can close this out.
Perfect.
And I'll see what I can do on the sides.
Yeah, I'll teach you after the show.
Oh my gosh, you can teach me while you're singing. How's that?
All right.
All right, we love it. I hope you guys are going to love it because I'm going to love it. All right, once again, for more on AJ Mercedes, follow him on Twitter at AJ Mercedes Music, or you can like him on Facebook. That is our show today. Thanks to all of our guests for coming through, and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. Be sure to check out the Recablecast tonight and throughout the weekend here on BronxNet, 24 hours a day at BronxNet.org. Also, tune in again Monday to check out Open Monday edition with Bob Lee. Once again, I'm Verena Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide peace, prosperity, y amor. And I just want to wish a very happy and healthy birthday to BronxNet's Executive Director, Michael Max Navi. Feliz cumpleaños, Michael! All right, now let's give it up once again for Aris Flo and AJ Mercedes.
Turn the music up. It's another one. Aris Flo, AJ Mercedes. Don't leave my side, I wanna be with you, girl. I'll not be lonesome, all the greatest things of this world. Presence is the thing that I need to be strong. Yeah. Stay with me, girl, I'll be there for you. I know just what I'ma do. I'ma give you my all, girl. Stay with me, girl, I'll be there for you. I know just what I'ma do. I'ma give you my all, girl. No one knows how much you really mean. Something out of a movie, don't feel like reality. This is true to me. Hope you really see that I have made a pact with you for eternity. Yeah, yeah. Oh, don't leave my side, I wanna be with you, girl. I'll not be lonesome, all the greatest things of this world. Your presence is the thing that I need to be strong. What I'ma do, I'ma give you my all, girl. Stay with me, girl, I'll be there for you. I know just what I'ma do, I'ma give you my all, girl. Every time I see you, I seem to feel like I'm hypnotized. Girl, I need you by my side. You could be my ride or die. You're the one I trust. You're the one I need. I will give you all my love. My side, I wanna be with you, girl. I'll not be lonesome, all the greatest things of this world. Your presence is the thing that I need to be strong. Yeah. Stay with me, girl, I'll be there for you. I know just what I'ma do. I'ma give you my all, girl. Stay with me, girl, I'll be there for you. I know just what I'ma do. I'ma give you my all, girl. Turn the music up. It's Aris Flo. AJ Mercedes. Let's see y'all.
Nice. Bravo. Bravo. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right. Mwah. Adios.